Hello guys, let's draw a jumping monkey animation frame by frame in Procreate. So, as usual, I created the illustration beforehand. I place it on the canvas and center it. To do this, I turn on the drawing guide settings and then edit drawing guide. In the appeared panel, we increase the grid size value. And then, guided by the guides, I place the monkey in the center and lower down. And I turn off the drawing guide. On the monkey, I apply transparency in the Layers panel. Now I create a new layer and start roughly drawing the monkey for the draft. The sketch should be very simple. Now I create a new layer. Next, in the settings, I turn on Animation Assist. Now let's proceed with animating the first frame. Guided by the draft, I draw the first frame where the monkey is pressed against the ground before the jump. In the settings, I change the onion skin frames so that the background does not light up too much. The next frame depicts intermediate movement upwards, somewhere in the middle of the way. The third frame is drawn when the monkey is already at the top. I want to create a little asymmetry during the jump, so I raise his left hand faster than his right one. Draw the fourth frame slightly higher than the previous one. We need to create the effect of a slight hang in the air. Here, I also bend his legs a little higher and lift my right hand. Comparing the frames with each other, I realized that I had increased the size of the monkey too much, so I reduced it. I set frames per second to 6. And also don't forget to turn off the frame with the first draft of the illustration. Let's take a look at the first preview. Okay, I increased the extension of the arm a bit more on the last frame. So, the next frame will be between the upper and lowest position of the monkey during landing. Guided by neighboring frames, I slightly reduce the size of the monkey. Another preview. Now I want to add slowness at the beginning of the jump. For this, I add an intermediate frame after the first frame. I draw the monkey a little lower down. So, the first draft is ready. The next stage, set frames per second to 12. Of course, our animation has now doubled in speed. Now we need to add intermediate frames where there is slowness and smoothness. Add another frame at the beginning, the third in order. Lower the monkey down even more. Now add an intermediate frame where there is suspension at the top. I draw almost exactly, adding a little dynamics to the hands, legs, and tail. And another frame between the last two. I draw almost in the middle of the neighbors, a little closer to the upper one. Super, now let's refine the details. I fix the arms where I don't like the movement, and I redraw the tail. I decided to add another intermediate frame during the fall. To do this, I duplicated the first frame and placed it at the very end. This is temporary to see the neighboring ones. And here, I draw the draft. After the last frame can be deleted, I still adjusted the tail a bit. The next step is to draw the face of a monkey. On each layer, we add the contour of the face. and it remains to add the contour for the back leg of the monkey. Guys, the draft is ready. The next step is to clean up the contour. We need to turn on the layer with the illustration. I grouped it with the first frame. We move the illustration to the side and pick up the color from it with the dropper. Then we create a new layer in this group and apply transparency to the draft. Now let's start outlining the monkey's contour. For now, we draw without a face and back leg. Now pay more attention to the contour, as this is almost its final appearance. Now, in a similar way, we need to do the same with all the frames. Create a new layer, group it with the draft, apply transparency, and outline the contour. Let's speed up this stage. So we proceed to the filling stage. Here everything is simple. We drag the color, and then I add cutouts using an eraser. Since it is difficult to understand where to add cutouts after filling, I use this method. I duplicate the layer with the contour, add transparency. And lower down, on the layer with filling, I outline the necessary areas with an eraser. Then I remove the layer with the contour and return transparency to its place. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's speed up again, since we need to repeat this routine work on all frames. Next on the list is drawing the back leg. Here I simply add the necessary shape with filling and transparency. We also do this for all frames. There is only the monkey's face left. I create a new layer in the group and draw eyes, nose, and mouth. Then you can redraw each frame anew, but I decide to simply duplicate and move the face for each frame here. Where necessary, I adjust the shape of the face and also add blinking. At the very top, I change the expression of the mouth to surprise. Guys, this animation took me an hour and a half and consists of 10 frames. In the background, I also corrected a couple of details, and here's what came out. What do you think about today's animation? Let me know if you liked it. Thank you, and see you in the next video.